We had a devastating disappointment in the last episode from the small dairy, so we formulated a strategy that'll start to revolutionize the farm, launch us into the next income bracket, and it all begins right now. We're starting this episode with only about $800 to our name, but that doesn't matter. 1, because we have products to sell, and 2, we have determination. So I'm pulling out all the stops to expand the farm and increase our revenue, which will start a whole new series of changes for the farm. I don't talk about the mushroom house much anymore, but it's been quietly turning out pallet after pallet of our delicious mushrooms. And January is their selling month, so we'll get those loaded and sold as our first step to the big farm expansion. I'm super jazzed about the next couple months. We're going to sell the enoki first and take it to the Riverside restaurant where we can get the best price. I can get slightly better prices selling the enoki and oyster mushrooms at different places, and it's a little challenging to fit all the pallets on our small trailer in one load anyway, so it just makes sense. $5,700 now for the oyster mushrooms. The farmer's market and small farmer's kiosk have the same price, so we'll go to the market, which is just around the corner. Let's see what they're selling inside the market. They've been completely cleaned out of everything. The community must be starving here in the winter. We'll do our part and sell the mushrooms for another $5,700 and see if it helps. Yes, at least they have a few mushrooms to share amongst the people. Let's just hope it's enough to see them through. Now, on to the next product for sale, which is our silage. We are having to roll forward till about 2 in the afternoon to finish the fermenting, but it'll be okay. Silage sells at a good price almost any time of the year, so it's a simple matter of unwrapping the bales to reveal the individual bales and do our thing with the front loader. We're getting to the point where an auto stacker, or at least a bigger bale trailer, would be nice. One thing we won't or can't do is get a modded auto loading trailer. The ones where you just pull up alongside and it teleports onto the trailer. That would be against our hard mode rules of using any mods that make things easier or provide a piece of equipment that provides much greater capacity relative to what's available in the base game. It doesn't mean we can't use any mods. We'll just have to evaluate what it provides and make sure it's at least somewhat equal to the base game. Okay, that's our first load at the animal dealer. Our count total is up over 17,000. Let's keep going. All right, these are the last 4 bales we got from the lower field. Let's see where we're at. We have about 32,000 and a dream, and that dream is to buy a new and sizable property. All the goats on the farm will have to pitch in and do their part as well. We can't do it alone. Even though the dairy itself was disappointing, the goats are starting to noticeably step up production. They got the memo that it's time to get serious, and we've already got 4 new full pallets to sell, in addition to the 2 we rescued from the dairy. So we'll get all those loaded for selling. We finally got 1 pallet of goat cheese from the dairy, so at least it's doing something. We'll take that to go sell as well, and take that little joy in selling our first bit of goat cheese. The goat milk goes straight into the in-town dairy. Let's see what we've got. $18,000 for the 6 pallets. The goats are starting to really get in there. We'll take a little ride over to the small farmer kiosk for the goat cheese. Let's back up into the trigger. $2,200. Every bit is welcome, and we're up to over $52,000. A massive jump from where we started this month at $700. Let's take a little different route back, and we'll get some fuel at a different station this time. I've never visited here. Okay, we're back at the farm, and I'm pretty sure the next thing we'll need the trailer for is the lumber. We probably don't have a lot, and the small planks will have to wait until next June when the price is better. But we'll load up what we have and see what we've got. Okay, about what I thought, but still impressive for the small sawmill. 1 pallet of wood beams, 2 long planks, and 2 short planks. It's looking to be getting a little bit late in the day. Let's flip the day over to February and see where we are. 1 more pallet each of long and short planks, and we're still waiting a bit on more beams. We've moved a little bit more into the day to see what the wood beams would do, but I think it's time to move on with more of the plan before we lose more of the day. Let me show you what I'm going to do. We're going to buy some land, and the first field I'm considering is this one that goes for about $64,000. One of the things I really like about this field is that it's flat. It would be great for production buildings, silos, sheds, and over time, we could convert it to a yard with all our machinery and storage. The other nice thing is that it does have some large trees on it. There's this big elm. I think this box elder is on our property. There's this other elm. And we even have this large catalpa. And another mature box elder. That's 5 trees in all, which would be great wood for the sawmill. The other property is this one across the road from our lower field for a little more. It's almost $68,000. Now, it has a wheat crop in it, and I'm uncertain if we'd be able to use that. But it also has several large trees. There's this box elder, a big elm, another box elder, which I believe would be on our property. That box elder down by the river is mature, but I'd probably leave it for aesthetics. There's this monster catalpa. Just look at the size of that. A mature shagbark hickory, and probably even this other box elder. I believe we'd own this one too. That's 6 trees I'd consider cutting right there, plus on the other end of the field, there's 2 more. Another shagbark hickory, and a big elm. That's 8 big trees plus a couple smaller ones we might could thin out. But what I really like here is this flat area down in the woods. If we cleared these trees, this would be a great area for one of the larger animal sheds. We could expand the goat herd, start some cows or sheep. It would be out of the way of everything, and it just feels like a great use for this peninsula part of the land. The wheat, we'd probably just have to plow under. The rental on the cheapest combine harvester is around $5,500, and you could easily add another $1,000 on top of that to rent the header. So at best, I think we just break even on the field. Wheat aside though, I think this is the next field on the list. It has more big trees, a good area for animals, and we want more animals. I think this is the one. To buy it, we need about $17,000 more dollars, and a few thousand above that to lime the field, cultivate it, and plant the grass we'd have as its first crop. I mean, we've just recently bought all the equipment for grass, so it just makes sense. For that, the lumber isn't going to do it, so we have a much bigger plan. And a bigger plan needs our bigger tractor, the Dutzfar. Check out the little detail with the flapping of the exhaust cap. I just love that. We've got a quick chore to do and a little surprise with watering of the goats. A viewer told me about one small spot on this creek where I could fill the tanker. We'd tested several spots higher up, but down here there's this little different looking spot, and you can even hear the little splashes as we walk through it. Let's check it out. That's perfect. This is probably our new go-to watering hole. Let's get this up to the goat pen, get our 2 troughs filled, and move on with the actual plan. The goats in the watering hole were just a diversion. Let's finish loading this last pallet of lumber and go sell what we've got. It won't be enough to buy the new field, but we need every bit, and it helps move out some of the stock. Easy does it. There. We'll use the Dutzfar to deliver, and I think more and more I'll be using both tractors. I want to save the hours on the Dutzfar for the harder field work, but it'll get some other duties as well. This load should bring around 10,000 here at the playground. 10.5.
And now for something completely different.
We're gonna head into town a completely different way and see some different scenery and buy a new piece of equipment. I know, you thought we were building up funds for a new field, and we are. But like I said in the opening, we're going about things in a big way now. We'll top off with fuel and do a tiny bit of repairs. Brand new tractor repairs are so cheap. And get to the store. What we're after is a log trailer. I looked at both of these, and without the loading cranes, they're near the same price, but this Kayla uses a pin type hookup rather than a ball type like you use for the back of a pickup. The tractors can take both, but we'll get the Kayla. I like the black color a little bit better too. The Kayla 144ND is Finland made, and for our comparison, this gives you an idea of what it looks like in real life. Let's hook it up to our bale trailer and get it back home, because with this trailer, you've probably guessed, I'm planning on cutting several of our lodgepole pines. When I purchase the field, we can use those big trees for the sawmill, which frees up the lodgepole pines for direct sales. Till now, I've been conserving our pines, so they last until the new ones I planted are fully mature. But now, with the new field, I think we can be a little more generous. Let's see how many trees we can pack on our new trailer, how much money a full trailer gives us, buy a new field, prep the field, get it planted, and a whole lot more in the next episode. Like I said, we're pulling out all the stops. See you in the next one.